Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the Belmont Report and the Declaration of the Helsinki. First, we are going to discuss about the Belmont Report. The Belmont Report is issued by the U.S. National Commission for the Protection of the Human Subjects of the Biomedical and the Behavioral Research. The Belmont Report attempts to summarize the basic ethical principles identified by the Commission in the course of the deliberation. Now, the principle of the Belmont reports. First, it is based on the principle of the respect, principle of the justice, and principle of the beneficence. The Belmont Report is a 1978 report which is created by the National Commission for the Protection of the Human Subjects of the Biomedicals and the Behavioral Sciences, or the researchers. Its full title is the Belmont Report, Ethical Principles and the Guidelines for the Protection of Human Subjects of Research, a report of the National Commission for the Protection of the Human Subjects of the Biomedical and the Behavioral Research. The Belmont Report summarizes the ethical principles, guidelines for the human subject research. Three core principles are the identify that the respect for the person, beneficence, and the justice. The three primary areas of the application where it state as a informed consent, assessment of the risk and the benefits, and the selection of the human subjects in the research. It was named the Belmont Report for the Belmont Conference Center, where the National Commission meet when the first drafting of the report. According to the Olmer and the Howard, the Belmont Report allows for the positive solution which at times may be difficult to find. Now let's see the history of this report. In the 1974, prompted in a part by the ethical problems emerging from the Tuskegee syphilis study, which is conducted in the 1932 to the 1972, the National Research Act was signed into the law. This created the National Commission for the Protection of the Human Subjects of the Biomedicals and the behavioral researchers. It consists of the altogether all 11 physicians, lawyers, and the scientists. 8 of them were the men and the 3 are the women, namely Kenneth, John, Ryan, Joseph, and the Robert, etc. It was divided into the series of the work group, and several group work on a issue of the autonomy. Others works on the issue of the beneficence or the non-maleficence or the justice. The Commission wrote the Belmont Report after an intensive 4-day period of the discussion in the February 1976. We are seeing the Declaration of the Helsinki. First, we are seeing their history. It is adopted in the June 1964, and it has undergone the 6 revisions and the 2 clarifications. The first significant efforts by the medical community to regulate the research, and prior to the Nuremberg Code only specify the countries had the national policies, for example the Germany, and forms are the basis of the most subsequent documents. Now let's see the introduction, and what is meant by the Helsinki. It is followed by the Nuremberg Code in 1947, and it is a set of the ethical principles which is developed by the WMA for the medical community human experimentation, and it includes within the clinical trials protocols. Now, the Declaration of the Helsinki in 1961, the public opinion around the world was shocked by the thalidomide scandal. 2,000 children died and the 10,000 children were seriously disabled. The government authorities were then required to take action and make regulatory arrangement to oversee the testing of the new medicines. In the 1964, the World Medical Association, that is WMA, developed and indeed continues to review and adapt the Declaration of the Helsinki as a guide for the performing research in the human beings. Let's see the basic principles. The basic principles are the to confirm the accepted scientific principles. Next one is the design formulated in the experimental protocol, which is reviewed by the IEC, Institution, Education and the Communication, and it is conducted by the qualified and the trained persons, and importance in the proportion in the inherent risk. And it is this Declaration of the Helsinki has a main principle that is it includes the assessment of the risk and the assessment of the risk versus the benefits, and safeguard the subject's integrity, that is privacy. Now next one we are seeing the and it also include the preserve accuracy when it is published, and a reliance on a legal guidance. Now let's see the scope of this. It is developed 10 principles first stated in the Nuremberg Code, and it is linked to the Declaration of the Geneva, which is in the 1948, and the statement of the physician ethical duties, and the DOH is specifically addressed clinical research, and relax the need for the IC, which Nuremberg Code is deemed absolutely. The ethical principles of the research, it includes the ethical principles of the research, in that the Hippocrates was the first physician to define the ethical principles of the research in the humans. These principles are still valid today itself. It includes the autonomy. Autonomy means to respect the autonomy of the participants or of their representative. And then beneficence. Beneficence means what? To act always in the best interest of the participant. And justice means to act fairly to the all. Now let's new research topic. The progress of the science and the technology has led to the continued development of the ethical principles and the guidelines, as a variety of the different new research topics continue to expand. Thank you.